And I want you guys to know that we're in this together, okay? All of us have one thing in common. We have lost a beloved pet that meant the world to us. Well, I had adopted my Brownie. I went to an adoption center here in New York. I'm here in New York, and I fell in love with Brownie. When I met him initially, I felt his love right away. There was an instant connection. And there's this tiny little boy, and I immediately made a decision to bring him home. So I went through the entire process with them, the adoption process. You guys could continue typing, okay, while I'm talking. Um, Went through the adoption process, and I brought him home. And from that day, guys, I felt this sense of joy. I felt elated every day. I looked forward to waking up and to seeing him. And guys, this bunny was a special bunny, very like unique. And I know there are many things you could say about your pet that you have lost, right? They're unique. Their personality is unique. So with Brownie, he had this personality where he would pour his heart out to me. I've never seen a rabbit give kisses, and this bunny did. Right? Every morning I would wake up, he jumps out to the front of the cage, and he would just give me like shower me with kisses, and that made my days. That healed me. I know many of you, your pets have healed you guys. Our pets healed our hearts, our traumas. They were grounding us, guys. Pets, their energies are very grounding. They make us feel safe. They make us feel loved. For me, I felt like my Brownie loved me the way no human being did. Growing up as a child, I felt very I didn't feel loved. And as as I started bonding with Brownie, I felt my heart was opening up, and I felt this love, and I felt happier, and I felt like this rabbit was healing me, my soul. How many of you felt that from your pet? They heal us. And now they're gone, and we wonder, how do we go on without this love? And that was me. So, Brownie, one morning I woke up, and Brownie, that was like about 3 months or so after bringing him home. I woke up, and Brownie did not come to the front of the cage, and he was curled up in his litter box, and he did not move, and he was just looking at me. And I knew something was wrong, very wrong. And I decided I was searching on Google, vets, right? The closest vet, rabbit vets. And I found this one, and I took him in right away. He was kind of weak, and he wasn't eating. So that was why I got really concerned. And I took him to the vet. The vet did their tests. It was just physical. They checked him physically, and they said that, yeah, he's kicking fine. He has energy. So they sent me home, and they gave me some extra food for him to kind of give him some energy. I fed him. And I had to feed him with a syringe because he was so weak he couldn't eat by himself. So I fed him, and then the next morning I woke up. Guys, I didn't sleep that night. Woke up the next morning early, still the same, no improvement. I said, I'm not gonna waste time. I started making calls for referrals. Now I want a rabbit specialist, somebody who knows about rabbits, who has a lot of experience with rabbits. So I got a referral, all right, and I took him into this rabbit specialist, and they did some blood work on him, and they told me that he's highly anemic, which means he's losing blood. Somehow he's losing blood, right? And I was like, what does this mean? And they said that his blood count was extremely low, dangerously low. So they said the odds are they're not looking good. So I said, what are my options? Tell me my options. They said, either we wait, and if we wait, he's not going to make it, or we do a blood transfusion. They told me the cost, it was a big amount. I said, go ahead, do it. Do it. So I had to leave to pick my daughter up from school that day. I left the vet's office, and I picked my daughter up. On my way back to the vet's office, they called. They said Brownie did not make it through the transfusion. I was devastated. How could this be? Yesterday, Brownie was happy, healthy, giving me kisses. Today, Brownie is gone? The shock, guys, the shock. How many of you are dealing with shock right now? Your whole system is in shock. I froze. I felt this numbness. Like, is this real or is it a nightmare? And I'm tapping myself on the body. Is this real? Am I sleeping? Guys, from then. So I decided to go. I didn't ask. I couldn't find the strength to ask to see his body. I said, just can you keep him for me? At that point, at that time, my husband at that time, now my ex, he was in Florida, right? And he was doing checking on our properties. So I waited. I told them to keep Bunny. So I called him. I told him, I said, you need to come home because I can't pick Brownie up. I can't. So can you come home and pick him up, and we will do a ceremony and a burial? So he booked a flight, came home. Guys, when he brought Brownie from the vet's place, I would never forget that day. He opened the trunk of his car, and he picked up this plastic bag, you know, the plastic bags that you get at a grocery store. He picked up this bag. It's frozen. It has ice on top, and it's, you know, how it's, you know, when you have something frozen, like meat frozen, it's glued to the plastic bag. That was the way I saw Brownie. That movie, that scene haunted me for years. I couldn't get it out of my head. How many of you have a scene like that where you're replaying the scene over and over in your mind and it just would not go away? I tried to delete it from my mind, forget about it, and it kept popping up. And on certain days when I felt like, oh, I finally feel at ease somehow, maybe I'll have a better day, and the scenes keep looping in my mind. How many of you are experiencing that? I know it's not easy. So we did a burial, we put flowers, we said our prayers, said goodbye, and That was it. The silence afterwards, this eerie silence. The house is quiet. I don't know what to do with myself. When I wake up tomorrow, how would I deal with this emptiness? The home felt empty. My heart felt empty. There was this eerie, quiet silence. So weeks went by, months went by, couldn't find peace, could not find closure, could not stop this grief. I decided to book an appointment with an animal communicator that I found on the internet. I said, maybe this will give me some peace and closure. I want Brownie back. That's all I want. Where is he? Where can I find him? I was delusional. So I said, I just want my Brownie back. That's all I want. Nothing could make me happy anymore. So I booked a call with the animal communicator. And she said to me that Brownie is okay. Brownie is at peace. And Brownie chose this. And when animals pass, they're here. She said to me that they're here to teach us lessons. For me, that lesson was to pay attention. Pay attention. I blamed myself for Brownie's death because I felt that he ate something that he wasn't supposed to eat. And I blamed myself for having him roam around the house. Maybe ate something that is, things that are healthy for us could be toxic for bunnies. I felt like maybe something fell on the floor, vegetable that he wasn't, I don't know. But I took on that responsibility of, I felt like I killed my pet. I killed my baby. So she said to me that they're here to teach us lessons. For me, pay attention. Pay attention to what's in front of you. I was busy with work, fighting to make money. Stupid, something that doesn't even matter that much. Fighting to make money. Even if I had a lot of money at that time, I had, my real estate business. And I'm saying to myself, why is my focus here instead of seeing all the love that this rabbit had to give me? I'm busy chasing money. So that was my lesson. Pay attention to the people around you, to the love that people give you, or pets. And that was my lesson that I walked away with. Now I want you, do you have a lesson that your pet taught you? And I want you to write it down right now because I know that this lady is making sense. They're here to teach us some lesson. What is a lesson that your pet they came into your life and they taught you something? What is that one thing? I want you to type it in the chat box. So she said Brownie is okay and Brownie doesn't want you to hurt. I said, am I hurting Brownie when I hurt? She said that they feel something, like a nudge. And she said, imagine, your pet wants to play in pet heaven. And every time you break down and you cry, they're looking back and they're like, they want mommy or daddy to be okay. And it keeps them, right? It keeps them, it does something to them that it's not, I think their souls want to be free. And when we hurt, it restricts that somehow. So then I walk from that reading, it gave me some clarity, some peace, and I walked away with something, right? But then the following day, I said to myself, no, the day I went home, I said, that's it. I am letting go. Time to let go of this pain. I'm not going to hurt anymore. I'm not going to grieve anymore. I'm letting go right now. Guys, the pain got worse. At that time, I realized I'm stuck. I'm stuck with this pain. How do I get help? So I went to a counselor. I said, I don't want to cause this bunny, I want to send bunny love because this rabbit loved me. And wherever he is right now, even in a different dimension, I want to remember him with love. And this pain is taking up all of my consciousness, all of my energy. And there's no space for love. You know, when you're hurting, you can't love when you're hurting. How many of you could relate? All you feel is the pain. So I went to a counselor and she said to me, you know what she said to me? How many of you guys are seeing counselors, pet counselors? She said to me, try, you should get a new pet. So I did. I got Oreo. Drove all the way to New Jersey, adopted Oreo. I wanted the same breed of rabbit, a dwarf. So I got Oreo, black and white cookie. So I brought Oreo home and I was happy. I felt happier, right? And I was like, wow, this is something that could heal my heart. Guys, that night, it all came down like an avalanche, the emotions. And I started weeping like a baby, cried my eyeballs out to sleep. The next morning, I woke up and I'm looking at Oreo and I like, this is not Brownie. I can't bond with this rabbit, this new pet, guys. Months went by and I'm hurting more and I can't I can't bond with this. I tried, guys. I tried. If you're still in grief and you're considering do not do that. The grief is going to bubble up later. Guys, I've studied this for many years. If you get a new pet, I've studied the energetics of this type of trauma. It's going to create more pain for you. It's going to make you feel more helpless. And that rabbit is not going to, it's not fair to them because your energy is still wrapped up in grieving and hurting, in pain. So do not do that. It will cause you more trauma. It will delay your grief. Okay, I want you guys to write this down. Distraction delays grief. How many of you are keeping yourself busy? That, by keeping yourself busy, it's distracting you from processing these emotions. It's avoidance. And avoidance the grief will bubble up later on with a vengeance.